I love days like today. National Geographic arrives, and I've actually got the time to read it. This cover article really got me thinking, and although it's not about teaching, it actually made me think about what my job is as a teacher. I'll read you the first little bit, and hopefully it'll sort of make sense as I go along. So this article, Out of Eden, starts with this. Walking is falling forward. Each step we take is an arrested plunge, a collapse averted, a disaster braked. In this way, to walk becomes an act of faith. We perform it daily, and it carries on. It made me think about what our job is as a teacher, what it is as someone to enable or empower people to take a risk. And it made me think of my role next year as the Year 9 Dean at our school. And one of the things I'm probably going to have to say to them is about taking risks, about becoming independent. And I really like this analogy, so I suppose this is why I'm filming at the moment. An act of faith, like walking, we don't think about it, but it's a risk every time we do it. Every time we take a step, if our legs don't work, we fall and we get hurt. And while we don't think about it now, that's because when we were young, we had people around us who supported us, and people who encouraged us, and people who made it right if we did fall and hurt ourselves. They were there as our safety blanket, I suppose. And so eventually we learnt to walk, and eventually we got so good at walking that we didn't think about it. We just did it. So it didn't feel like a risk. Well, I'd really like my students to be like that their learning is a bit like their walking. Yeah, it's going to hurt a bit because you're going to make mistakes, and those mistakes might cost you credits in some assessment, or they might make you not feel so good about yourself. But actually, my job as the teacher is to create an environment where taking those risks is okay because it's a supportive environment. I'm also there to help show how to do it, to also give further encouragement, but also to say, hey, are you okay if I see that things aren't going so well? I really see this as being a key part of being a teacher. Let's help students see that risk taking when it comes to learning is not something to be scared of. Let's be there to encourage them to take those risks, to discover what they can. That, I think, is really important in education now. Not what facts do I know, how well can I draw a graph, any of those sorts of things, but how prepared am I to take a risk if I'm going to learn something from it, or if we are going to learn something from it. That's how we create students or people who find things out, who solve problems, rather than just people who give up. I think that being prepared to take a risk is key if you want societies which are perseverant, are resilient, and I think that's a key job of the teacher. As I say, it's a great day. I got National Geographic. I had time to sit down and read it. And I got the bonus of reading something in the very opening passage that resonated with me about education. So that's why I'm sharing it here.